Looks like everybody's Wi-Fi is doing okay. What's going on, everybody? I am Patrick Cloud. This is another episode of Damn Internet, You Scary. I don't usually say that part. But Tahir Moore is in Aruba, I think. World traveling, going everywhere. I had my friends pull up today. We got the one and only Lance Woods and the hilarious Big Irish J. What is up, you guys? Thanks for hanging out with me this week.
What up? What up?
Hey, it's a honor, privilege, and pleasure, and
Yeah, what?
privilege to be a part of Damn Internet, You Scary.
You struggled
Yeah, what
through that?
Lance tried to say. Yeah, what he tried to say.
Now, Lance, I'm going to take a wild guess. Are you in Sacramento?
No, I'm in Aruba. Tahir's right next to me.
You brought the
He just don't wanna
backdrop
be
to
on the show
Aruba?
Yeah, it's a blanket for the
It's-
airplane.
yeah. No, this is my step and repeat. That's
If
hilarious.
you didn't have that background, it looks like a hostage video you're making.
It's just all warfare. And Irish J, you just oh man, he just left, but we had another guest on camera. That was Don Wrinkles.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You want me to bring him back on?
Yeah. Let me,
Wrinkles, come here, buddy.
give him a lo-fi, low quality cameo.
Don Wrinkles.
Don Rinks. Hey.
And he'll I can just keep him here and he'll fall asleep like this because I have him on my podcast and he'll just pass out just sitting up.
Hey, that's a great way for a good thumbnail. Just keep the dog right there.
All right. He's in.
Is that a French bulldog?
Yeah, he's already starting to zone out. He's like, he's a perfect dog for me because he just likes to sleep and eat and shit. So it's like having another roommate.
Mood. So we got a whole bunch of weird stuff going on the internet. We remote, so it's not the in studio vibe. So I just want to give you guys a table of contents, and I'm going to play a little game. I'm going to go back and forth, and I'm just going to ask you guys, I'm going to maybe name 2 or 3 headlines, and you guys will pick where we go, kind of like Goosebumps, old school, turn to page 54 if you want them to jump off the cliff, turn to page 52 if you want them not to, that kind of shit.
Gotcha.
You guys are going to pick where we go. We just got to figure out who's the brave person to dive into the internet first.
All right.
Does the dog get a vote?
He does, but I know he's just going to pick the animal ones.
Yeah.
So who's first?
Well, I'm a guest, so I'll let Lance go ahead.
All right, Lance Woods, this is coming at you. All right,
You mean you're a guest in America?
Not here.
Hey, my grandfather's an immigrant. We hate the Brits too.
Immediately goes off the rails.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, a guest? What you mean a guest? Oh shit. All right.
Yeah. Why don't you guess what your people did to us? Huh? Guess that.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
All right. We got 3 options. We got stoned seagulls. We got Florida man losing an arm to an alligator. And we got spy whales. This is going to be hard to choose between. Stoned seagulls, Florida man losing an arm, spy whales. These are all animals. These are all animal stories. Yeah. I just realized it.
I want to hear about the Florida man who lost.
Just for the record, that's kind of like my people's thing. So,
Florida man.
I guarantee you, this is a white person. Florida and fucking with an alligator.
I can't. Okay, I can't tell. He does look white, but he looks like The Weeknd also.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So I don't know who to pin this on, but we'll find out. All right. So 23-year-old man in Florida was attacked by a 10-foot alligator after peeing in a pond behind a bar. When asked why he decided to go to the bathroom outside the bar, the man said the line in the bar was long and he didn't want to wait. Since the attack, he has been treated for his injuries and his arm required amputation to prevent further complications. So one can only imagine. I mean, we've all been in a bar tipsy trying to use the restroom, but I can't imagine saying there's probably like 3 or 4 people in the line. Like there probably wasn't that many people in the line to piss him off like that. No pun intended.
Yeah.
And he just left, went around back, took a piss, got his arm bitten off by an alligator just because he didn't want to wait 10, 15 minutes.
I got so many questions on. Well, first of all, he's lucky it was just his arm. If he had his dick out, But how did his arm? Why wasn't it his leg? He had to have been fucking with it or something because, unless he was squatting while he was pissing, I don't know how.
Well, imagine the piss disturbed the water, which I guess sets them off somehow, scientifically, and then they came up, lunged. He used this as a defense.
Oh.
Boom, bit, and the bite happened with his dick out. To your last point, which is tough.
Yeah. Ain't nothing worse than getting bit when your dick is out. Let me.
Do you have experience?
I ain't.
Do you have experience?
Huh? I don't think this is the proper platform
It is.
to talk about that. I first and foremost, why didn't he just go into the ladies' restroom and go? At that point, that's when you change your identity. You identify as whatever you got to identify.
That's what you doing?
Well, he's in Florida, so if he tried to say he identified anything other than male or female, he's fucked.
No, that's not working.
Yeah, well, I mean, now he identifies as so he's just doing this. That other arm is gone. You hear me?
Shit. Hang on. Whoa. Well, there was an alligator sleeping in the backyard. I don't think they were worried about what he identified with.
Yeah. The other thing
and there's another thing
Go
too.
ahead.
If he was in the bathroom, like say he was in the bar and in the bathroom, and an alligator came in the bathroom and bit his arm off, that's an alligator attack. If you go,
I know exactly what you're getting at.
Yeah.
If you go piss in the alligator's bathtub, then
alligator's just defending his ground. It's to
Imagine
defend
somebody
your
broke in
ground
your
state.
house
You're in the alligator's house.
and start peeing in your refrigerator. You lucky all you did was bite your arm off.
Fully
He
agree.
could have pulled you in and let the other alligators eat
We
whatever
don't
they
talk
wanted
about
to
that
eat off
enough.
of you.
Like there's most of the alligator attacks happen in a swamp. So it's like you went there. You went to their house with the dick out. Yeah, it was very, I didn't think about it from the alligator's point of view. It was very disrespectful.
Very, very disrespectful.
I think of all the animals, now that Jay said that, they didn't care about what you identified with in Florida. I think of all the animals, alligators and crocodiles have like a radius of tolerance. Like the closer you are to alligators and crocodiles, the more likely you're gonna be called the N-word or be profiled. There's definitely a correlation between alligators and racism. I just haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
I lived in I was gonna say I lived in Tampa for like a year, long time ago, and we used to play hoop at night, and there'd be alligators by the court. And I mean, if you live in Florida, you got to just assume there's going to be crocs or alligators wherever you're going. That's around swamps or any of that shit. I mean,
it was a court near a swamp.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it was about probably like 50 yards from there, and and there's all these bushes and shit. So we like one time the ball went into the bushes, and all of us were like, "No, you can get it. I'm good. Otherwise, we're just calling the game because I'm not going in that fucking thing."
Who was in a swamp? Like, this is a good spot to go 1-on-1. Like, who built a court in a swamp?
Well, I mean, there's
Have you ever seen the air up there?
There's everywhere around Florida. There's like little pockets of swamp land.
Oh, so it's just like
that's where they found Shaq at in Blue Chips.
Good reference.
Was playing in courts like that. And so I think I figured out this. I figured out the racism with the alligator. And I think it comes from pimps.
Yes.
And I think pimps have been wearing these alligator shoes, stomping down so long, and the alligators were trying to figure out how they're going to get back at the blacks for being turned into shoes by the pimping. So then when they see a black person who ain't in the game at all, ain't got a pimp bone in his body, but they don't know that. All they see is they friends on the pimping's feet. So when they get a chance to attack, they attack and say, yeah, go tell your little pimp and player partners about that. I think that's what's happening.
Okay. So all right. So the first one I thought was maybe just lucky, but that was 2 insane spins on the same story from Lance Woods. That's just what the show is now. I think now the show is just going to be me saying headlines and seeing what the hell Lance thinks.
Yeah.
What the hell Lance can turn this shit into. Okay. That was a beautiful correlation.
Every time you see the pimping and you see them and they suits with their alligator shoes on, just know that cost 5 black people arms and legs.
He was maybe black though, so the croc was just
he took his white arm.
Whichever arm was mixed.
Yeah. The white F. Caught him on the white side.
And I bet when the alligator bit him, I said, I bet you won't slap a hoe with this arm.
Dude, the other thing, so here's a little tip for any of the guys. If you ever have to piss and you can't get to the bathroom for whatever reason, it's whatever, go to a table, whip your dick out and piss in a cup. And then you can just put the cup on the table or because it'll look like a beer, or just go outside and toss it.
No.
That's all you got to do.
No, don't follow this advice, please. Nobody.
This is a St. Paddy's Day perfected technique.
You've done this before?
Oh, dude, in New York, when St. Paddy's Day, me and my buddy Ron, we were in New York, and we were lucky enough to get this table in this bar. But I mean, it is packed. It's St. Paddy's Day, and there's like you can barely move, and so trying to get to the bathroom and then waiting and all that, there's no fucking way. So we would grab one of the cups, and under the table, you just zip it out, put it in the cup, pee, and you can put the cup back up on the table, and it just looks like a beer.
We
both had to piss. We weren't giving up the table. Look, Jeff says he co-signs that, but
did anyone ever accidentally drink this?
No, but Ron tried to offer somebody. He goes, "You want a free beer?" But as soon as the dude picked it up and felt how warm it was, he was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Don't drink that, dude. It's fucking piss." Yeah, we were wild back in the day. So I'm an old man now, though. This is,
Hey, I see why Irish people be getting in a lot of fights. No way.
That's on brand,
yeah.
Francis.
If someone hands you a warm beer and you think it's piss, that's top shelf wild business.
and what he's not telling you is just back in the day was
back in this year's day.
Yeah. This last St. Paddy's Day.
I already have like social anxiety in really crowded places, but I never thought that there were people around me in the bar pissing. So now I'm just.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like, I mean, again, this is the place is literally, you can't move, and if you get up, if you both get up and leave the table, somebody else is going to take the table. So we didn't want to lose the table that we had, that could sit down and be comfortable. We don't have to stand. And even if you were able to, it's going to take you a while to make it through the crowd to get to the bathroom. Then there's probably a line waiting and all that. Or you can, nobody fucking knows that you have a table up to here, and just you fucking whip it out, throw it in the cup, and then you're good to go.
So here's the thing, Jay. I don't think I don't think anybody at home is questioning why you did it or how it wasn't caught.
Right.
We get the line, we get the crowded. It's the
just doing it.
It's just the I think it's just doing it. Did you dap a lot of people up? What? Did you shake a lot of hands that
night? Dude, I mean, I was so fucking hammered at that time. I'm kind of like with you, where it's like, now I'm not into, like, I don't want to go hang out at a St. Paddy's Day parade and all these drunks and, you know, people that can't handle their alcohol, like I did back in the day when I was pissing in the restaurant. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what I did after that. I don't remember much of it. I just remember that because I remember Ron offering the dude. He's like, "Hey, you want a free beer?" And the guy's like, "Oh, thanks." And then him picking it up in his face, going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's wild.
What happens when you fill the cup up and you
Great question.
Another cup.
So people are just gonna be seeing you grabbing empty cups and coming up with fresh beers like a damn.
I mean, tap. Everybody else is in their own world, hammered and shit. I mean, the people, like I said, people aren't gonna remember the thing that happened an hour ago, much less, you know.
If it was packed, at least one person saw you, which means they told about 3 people. One person equals about 4 people.
They were probably like, "Hey, that's a pretty fucking good idea."
They're gonna watch this episode and be like,
"I can do it." That was the beer generator guy.
Yeah.
I told you, mate.
Sherry's like, "This is why I stay in the house."
Fun facts about Irish pubs from Big Irish J.
St. Paddy's Day. That was just St. Paddy's Day, and this is literally probably like 30 years ago, or maybe 25 years ago.
You know, the most fun St. Patrick's Day I've ever had was I was surrounded by a bunch of white people I didn't know. They were all Irish. I went to an Irish pub, which is very dangerous if you think about it. But I went to an Irish pub and they were playing like violin and dancing and stuff like that. It was a great time. I don't know where the like good spots to go are, you know, on St. Patrick's Day, but I have no point of reference. But it was
what
very,
city
cool.
were you in?
I want to say it was kind of like on Venice Boulevard, but not.
Oh, okay.
Not in the beach. You know where Moo, like around where Moo used to work and stuff.
Yeah, there's actually a bar down there. I think it's like a Patriots bar. That is like an Irish
NFL team or just Patriots, like U.S. Patriots.
No, Patriots, the football team.
Okay. I was like,
that's hilarious. Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Happy Memorial Day. But no, they're Patriots backer bar, and it's an Irish bar, and they do it up on St. Paddy's Day. I can't remember the name of it, but I think that might be what you're talking about.
I think so, because it was just right off of Venice, but it was really, really dope. All right, Jay, you are up.
Yes.
Do you want me to include some of the last stories that are offered Lance, or do you want 3 fresh new?
Let's go 3 fresh.
3 fresh. All right. We got Tom Hanks wanting to act after death. We got a government official in India draining an entire dam to look for his phone.
God.
And we got Amazon new technology where you can scan your palm to buy liquor.
I think I know where this is going to go, but I want to hear the Tom Hanks one.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm sure you know where it's going to go because it's just everything that's on the internet right now. So the headline is this: Tom Hanks says AI could allow him to appear in movies after death. Now, this is right after Ice Cube, who, let's put it honestly, Ice Cube is like the black Tom Hanks in certain weird ways.
Is he?
In weird ways, they're similar. Maybe not as much as that, but in weird ways, they are very similar.
It's not Denzel?
I think Leonardo DiCaprio is y'all Denzel.
Interesting.
But maybe not. Maybe Leo to y'all is
I would
like...
think De Niro would be like our Denzel.
I definitely would think that. Wait, you know what? Okay, let's say this. Tom Hanks is white people's Will Smith.
And
then Leonardo DiCaprio is y'all Denzel because he'd be doing slightly... Well, is it the opposite?
That's what I would...
That means Tom Hanks got to slap the shit out of Bill Burr.
What the fuck? What is Tom Hanks' relationship to Bill Burr? That's Leonardo DiCaprio's dude.
I just named my favorite white comic.
I feel hurt. I feel hurt, Lance.
Well, no, you're my favorite white person. It's way different.
Tom Hanks and Will Smith makes more sense. That's what Taylor's saying. The other thing, I could just see somebody getting canceled too, because in the future, when Tom Hanks has passed and AI is doing Tom Hanks roles and he's doing like Malcolm X, AI Tom Hanks is Malcolm X, they'll be like canceled. They're fucking taking everything.
Malcolm X is insane. Or Men in Black, it's just him and Tommy Lee Jones.
I mean, funny. What they had? You had, who was it? Matt Damon played like some like samurai. Tom Hanks was the last, or not Tom Hanks. Tom Cruise was the last samurai.
The last samurai. And then who was the
Tom Hanks is the Black Panther.
I think Jake Gyllenhaal was the Prince of Persia.
Yes. Yeah. Oh.
That's funny as hell. So yeah, Tom Hanks says AI could see him. Tom Hanks says AI could see him featuring in movies long after his death. According to CNN, Tom Hanks believes he could keep appearing in new movies after he dies, thanks to the power of artificial intelligence. He says, quote, "What is a bona fide possibility right now, if I wanted to, I could get together and pitch a series of 7 movies that would star me in them, in which I would be 32 years old from now until Kingdom Come." He said that on a podcast. Anybody can now recreate themselves at any age they are by way of AI or deep fake technology. I could be hit by a bus tomorrow and that's it, but my performances can go on and on and on. So I think that's a little warped, because I think that when it comes to AI, people are talking from their point of view, from the artist's point of view. They're just like, yeah, this is awesome. I could keep getting my ideas out perfectly long after I'm dead, or, 2 at the same time. I don't have to ever be there. I feel like the biggest threat is the negative, in which now it's like Tom Hanks and Pamela Anderson in Backyard Booties 7. Now he's in a porno and he's 20. You know what I mean? Like he's thinking about it from his own artistically sound point of view. And there are people who ain't trying to hear none of that. They're just trying to get the bag. My movie starring Tom Hanks, porn movies, just all this stuff that he wouldn't agree with. And this is literally parallel to what's happening in music. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, well, first you got to be like, who has the rights? Who gives the okay? And then
that's what we haven't figured out yet. Yep.
And then let's say a movie does come out, and he, like I said, he's playing Black Panther or whatever.
You said Black Panther?
Yeah, he's playing whatever. But
Tom Chala.
He wins. Let's say he wins an Academy Award for this AI Is it the computer guy that wins it, or is it because he's not alive at that point?
Yeah, what is
That's
he? Is he talking about AI or is he talking about CGI? Because they can put his face on a real actor, but AI is basically just saying Tom Hanks do this scene, and it's like a completely fake Tom Hanks. Like, yeah, you're right. Wait, who does get the award? You can't.
Yeah.
Well, I think Best Actor wouldn't be in a category for that. You know, I feel like the same way animation.
Oh yeah, maybe
The same way animation just became its own
Tom Hanks in
category.
Cool Runnings.
Yeah, but now like people like Del Toro. You can put him in fucking everything.
Funniest.
But it seems like people like
visual. And in every movie he's doing AI, and he got to have Wilson with him. That's the catch.
Wilson is just a crossover MCU
so
character
like
now.
Porno. But the volleyball is just looking at him like this the whole time.
Dumb.
I think you know what? Tupac been doing this for 25 years. He's been doing that. He's been dying and making music.
But is that well? I mean, to
new.
us, it's no different because the stuff that he actually recorded with his own voice came out, and people around his estate were still saying this wasn't approved. Tupac would have never wanted this, and it's like, damn, nigga, he rapped it. So what did he not want? The feature, the beat, like.
No,
exactly.
How do we know? Look, check this out. Look, when something gets kind of known to the public, it's probably been out to them for 25, 30 years. Right? So when we got our hands on Photoshop, they've been Photoshopping shit for 50 years already. So they might have been making AI Tupac music in 1997.
Wait, but you think the government would have?
Now
you think the government would have just given the niggas around Tupac that type of access to make what was the song with Biggie? Because here's the thing: if that was a government project, I don't want to be disrespectful because I'm from Los Angeles. Not that Tupac's from LA, but Tupac hasn't had a hit since he died. So what is all this government technology going towards?
It ain't about. He's had impactful music.
I think I see what you're getting at, Lance. What you're saying is you want Tom Hanks to play Tupac. I get it. I agree. Let's do it. Tom Hanks will rap it.
Lance just
was like, I'm out. The government cut him off. They're like, hey, you're getting too close.
AI just cut this nigga off.
That's fun.
I think that's a good point, though. AI is doing what the music industry has been doing with dead artists for a minute. And I think there you go. What's up, Lance? I was basically saying your point is that AI is now doing what the music industry has been doing with dead artists for a minute. And they've been doing it with just saved up verses and giving it to a producer because for some reason, some artists like Tupac were just rapping verses to no song. I don't know if he was just writing to songs that didn't come out or if he was just like the type of person who wrote so much he was just rapping a cappella, but they just had enough stuff to remix, but at least it was what he wanted to say. With AI, you can make Tom Hanks say the most racist, crazy stuff ever, which would be wild. Can you imagine like a PSA from Tom Hanks and he's just like, listen, it's just enough with Chinese people. I'm so damn sick of black people. It's crazy. Like we would be like, no, not Tom.
Well, that's what's crazy about like you could I mean, it's at a level now that somebody could do like with like the face masking and the like, you know, they're making songs like, oh, this is Tupac doing whoever, I don't know, Kendrick Lamar's song, right? And it sounds like that. So you could get canceled off of somebody doing like a AI face and your AI voice, and you're like, I never fucking said that. So how do you verify that shit?
Well, I used to think that our biggest problem was just audio. Like, you could warp their voice, you need to see them saying it. Now it's like, I mean, damn, Kendrick Lamar did it in a video. He turned into 6 niggas and it was believable.
Yeah.
It made that made no sense. So now it's just like, I feel like we're entering a world where the whole don't believe what you see is true across the board, which sucks because it's like, we're wrapped up in art. We're wrapped up in music and movies and stuff like that. But what about, blackmail? What about tricking people and setting them up? What about, there's like so many scary things that you can, what about things that really happen that people can say is AI in court?
Yeah.
What if you film the police doing some crazy stuff and then they're just like, man, deep fake. And then court dismisses it. Like, that's the scary stuff.
Anybody who gets caught cheating in this era is
AI.
just dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know that bitch, baby. You know how these deep fake hoes be, man.
But you're telling them in person, bro. This is AI.
Dude, you can fake text strings, text message strings.
Nigga, I ain't stupid. What Allen Iverson got to do with this? Baby, it's the AI. Just, you know what they're doing with. You seen Tom Hanks? He was just in Black Panther. Big Irish J saw it.
Yeah, that is true though. Being caught on camera is almost obsolete now. Like, you can.
Joey Greco wouldn't even have a job.
There needs to be an invention that's like an AI authenticator, because if there's just something that you can run a video clip through and prove it, like damn near like a diamond tester, because before it was like, if you altered a video, there was no consequences. It would be like, hey, look at this UFO video. And they'd be like, that's fake. Like, no one cared if it was real or fake. But now it's like, there's real life, real world consequences. And there needs to be some type of authentication. If they're doing blockchain shit where you can own a damn picture that can be screenshot, I'm pretty sure you should be able to know if a video is unaltered.
Dude, that's like, I had an idea for social media. Like, so trolls I don't really give a fuck about, but sometimes if I'm bored, I'll go back and forth with them. But I have a rule. Like, I'm like, you can shit on me. You can say anything you want as long as you have a profile. If you have a profile, then cool. We can go back.
Good rule.
If you don't, then I'll just delete your shit and block you. I don't, whatever.
But what about fake profiles? Do you allow those?
Nah, I mean, I look at their profile, because if they have a picture, then I'm like, all right, it can't be a fake one. But I was saying they should do a social media platform where, anybody can create an account, but you can't comment on anything unless you have been verified, like your profile is verified. So you can get on a social, like say TikTok, you can watch all the videos you want, but you can't comment unless you have a verified profile picture and profile. Because then people can go back at you. Otherwise, I mean, you get it now. People like, I'll have a video, a stand-up clip, and like a comment. It won't even be about if it's funny or not. It's just be like, he's fat. I'm like, okay, great input. Thanks. Did you like the joke? Or, I'm like, I mean, it's funny, but it's just like, that's what I think would solve so much shit talking and trolls on social media.
I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty genius though, because I think that would, damn, if that came out, I feel like that would show us a lot. Like, that would give us a lot of information about humans, because it would I feel like we would be surprised how much that would drastically affect negative comments. Because, and then that would in turn show us like, oh, most trolls are hiding something or hiding behind something.
Exactly. 100%.
It would really show us like how many people, because if there was, if that app blew up on an Instagram, Facebook level, and there was no shift in negative comments, I would be like, okay, people were just making burner accounts for other stuff. Like, people really are this bold. But if it like, I would think that would probably reduce it by half, if not more.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and then that would really show us a lot about human beings. Like, oh, most trolls are complete cowards.
Yes, 100%. Because that's, if somebody, whatever, I mean, I'll laugh at it. I'm like, that's pretty, like, eat a salad. I'm like, all right, I get it. but I'll look at the account. I'm like, does it, like, one time I was writing on this, I was on this show. I was a writer on this show, and we had a lot of downtime. So this dude said something on one of my YouTube videos, and he had a whole profile, and I was like, I got some time. So I just spent the whole day going back and forth on this guy. And then he said something, he did like a your mom joke, and I was like, okay, cool. So families are open now. So then I just started shitting on his kids and all this stuff.
You waited for a door?
Oh, I mean, hey, he started it, but and that was one of the few people that would ever talk shit. So I respected that. He talked shit, but he had a profile. Everybody else, it's like, how do you go back at somebody that they have literally no information, no picture, nothing,
Well, the interesting thing about that is I think to genuinely entertain a full burner account or fake page, you have to have your own life on a separate profile. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have your family, your work, basically who you really are on a page, and then you make a fake one to sort of do the opposite of all of that stuff in secret. Yeah. If you're just doing all that wild stuff from your own profile, you genuinely don't care. You're really just getting online for violence, and you're just like, this is what it is. And I would assume you're a young person, you know what I mean? Because if you're in high school, it's just like, fuck it, I'm getting on here. Let's see what Talib Kweli is doing. Fuck you, like it's super random like that. But it seems like the older someone gets, they have to sort of like categorize their loserness and hide it.
That's why you got to everybody, you got to be verified if you want to comment. That would be like your driver's license, whatever. That would be huge.
That idea would have saved me from sending a bunch of money to Nigeria.
Well, that one wasn't white people, so that's good.
Nah, man, I got
That was an in-house good joke.
Yeah. The comedic stylings of Big Irish J, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Lance, it's back on you. That was a very funny one. All right, so we got Danny Lay arrested for a DUI hit and run. We got two guys creating leather out of cactus leaves, and a mystery buyer who just bought a ghost town in the middle of California.
Oh.
Okay, that's a lot.
Right.
This can go a bunch of different ways. I want to talk about the mystery buyer who just bought Stockton, California.
Interesting. So he or she, it wasn't stock. They/them bought a ghost town in the California desert for $22.5 million.
I saw this headline, but yeah.
It really just, I mean, the story itself is pretty crazy, but it also shows how expensive California really is. Because it's like, I didn't know ghost towns in the middle of our deserts were going for 23 million. I thought you could scrape together $100,000 and get that, but it's getting crazy.
So they bought a ghost town in the desert in California for what they could have got a studio apartment for in Los Angeles.
Yeah, one bedroom.
But if you look at the map, they bought a grip of land, though. Like, literally a whole city. Like, you could...
That's the Ozarks.
Low key, but I mean, even when he moved to the Ozarks was still popping. Like, this is nothing. Like, with a road system and all of that, for $23 million, nigga, Patrick Land. I don't care. You can call it whatever the hell you want. Yeah, it says a ghost town in California known as Eagle Mountain, also a cool name, has been given a new chance at revival. Ecology Mountains Holdings, a company with enigmatic background, whatever that means, has purchased the town for $22.5 million. Eagle Mountain was once a bustling mining community established by Kaiser Steel, but was abandoned in the 1980s. Previously known as owned by Eagle Mountain Acquisition LLC, the town's future is now uncertain as it awaits potential developments and plans under its new ownership. Now, the craziest part about buying something to me is that you bought it from somebody, which means that this company, Eagle Mountain Acquisition LLC, has been paying rent or just paying for this
property taxes, something carbon taxes.
Yeah, I don't own land like this, so I don't even know what it is. Let's just say taxes. They've been paying for this since the 1980s, which is 40 years ago at this point. And it must, I mean, I would assume this was they held out for a good reason, because they still cashed out $23 million. I don't know how much a whole town that's with no one in it costs every year, but that times 40, I hope it's under 23 million, because it sounds like they came up. It sounds like they sold a done with town for $23 million. And I don't know if that's a ripoff or what.
Does this town have a Walmart?
Let me see.
No.
Let me see the aerial.
Do you guys have you guys heard about Cerro Gordo? Okay, so this is crazy. It's kind of along the same lines. So during the pandemic, and this is a guy on YouTube. This guy bought a ghost. It was like an old mining town, ghost town called Cerro Gordo, and I think he paid. I want to say like maybe $500,000 or maybe $1 million for the whole town. But what he did was kind of smart. He went up there, and it was just him. It's up in the mountains. And he started doing videos, and now he's like got millions of followers, and he's taking donations. He's trying to reconstruct it and everything. And it's pretty dope. I forget the guy's name, but he went up into this ghost town and started filming. Like, I just bought this ghost town. There's no like running water, no electricity. And he's like been building it up. And it's called Cerro Gordo. And now it's like he's turning it into like a bed and breakfast. You can come up there, stay the night and stuff. So, I mean, he's going to definitely make his money back. I'm sure he probably already has with like his YouTube clips and people sending him money and donating and shit for him to reconstruct it. So I don't know what they're going to do with this place. I think I read that, are they going to like wipe it and then like build it up? Like they're not trying to like this guy was trying to redo the bar and the old, like the old.
No, I mean, I highly doubt it, just because it looks shitty. Yeah. And it's like it's built in a style that's so old. You see how much like room is in between these houses? Yeah. Like the houses aren't even that big. So I mean, if he was smart, he would just wipe it down and start over. Plus, it's a mining company. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure like just how it was set up was very simple, specific for mining. And you could probably make it a little cooler now. I don't know where it is in California though, but that would be crazy if we literally like saw a new city birth.
Yeah.
this whole story is just the plot to Schitt's Creek. I've seen every season of this. I already know how this ends.
How does it end?
Damn, I didn't watch the last episode. I'll get back to y'all. It's on Netflix still.
Schitt's Creek.
Somebody put in the comments, how does Schitt's Creek end? So we can put it into this story.
They bought a $22 million ghost town.
What would you guys do if you had the money to buy a random town?
Patrick Land? That was a good. You know what I always said? Like if I had like crazy money, I would. So this could apply to this too. I always said I would buy like a cul-de-sac of like all the same type houses, dope, and I would give them to friends, close friends. So like, you know, you're close to your friends and family, and have a little community of just your closest people. So I guess I would kind of apply the same logic in that scenario.
It sounds like all your girlfriends get along. That's good.
Well, if they want a place, they will.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Having a gated community with all your girlfriends, it's pretty pretty goals. I'm not gonna lie. You could just take a morning stroll down the street. Morning, Patrick. Morning. Yeah. Morning, Patrick. Morning. the paper girl. Morning, Patrick.
Hey babe.
Morning.
Hey babe. Hey babe. Hey babe.
Everybody, every gardener, every paper girl, every
dude. What's funny is
this is possible.
Yeah. What's so funny is I'm so old that just sounds like a nightmare to me. I'm just like, just one girl I'm cool with, and then my closest friends. That's I don't want to be walking down and be like, fucking this broad today and this one over here.
No, I would be perfectly fine with that. There's one of the most popular Twitch streamers right now. His name's Aiden Ross. He was actually in the headlines. I wasn't even gonna bring this up, but on some baller shit, he was already in like a high-rise condo in whatever city that he was at. He basically bought the floor out and gave it to his every spot to his friends, but also his employees, his Twitch mods. And it's crazy to think that, you know, being a Twitch streamer can be a job like that in terms where you need employees. You know, he even flew out his Twitch mods so that they can focus on that, you know. And if anybody in the chat, if you don't know what a Twitch mod is, those are the people who are in the chat always, you know, dropping links, letting everybody know, you know, what the deal is, keeping them updated, kicking out people who shouldn't be there. You know, they're like really, really important to your Twitch community or your live streaming community. So he really like hooked his people up. But you know, he did it on a floor of a compound. So this is just like I guess a billionaire's version of that.
Yeah.
Buying
and you doing this. Remember when you said these video games wasn't gonna do nothing for me, Mom? Well, that's why you're not on the compound.
You didn't move your mama in.
Not at all.
How different do you think parents are talking to gamer kids now than when we were growing up?
They talking to them with some goddamn respect, I tell you that.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, if anything, it's more likely than the NBA at this point. So
100%.
It might not be as respected, but it's definitely more possible and lucrative than your kid at basketball practice. And let's be honest, like I don't have kids, but it seems like when 90% of parents send their kids to basketball and football practice just for, you know, teamwork building, exercise, all that stuff, a lot of them are trash and the parents know it. They're not like, we're not going to the NFL. What you talking about? But with gaming, it's kind of like it's that middle ground where it's like it could still be a waste of time, like our parents were saying, but you could have the next LeBron James of Fortnite, and that check is not little by any means.
Yeah. That's so true and crazy.
And you don't have to be a certain height. You don't have to be athletic. It's probably better if you're not.
As long as these are limber.
Playing real basketball. Get back in that house.
That's a great question.
Like I taught you.
I wonder if there's any correlation between real athleticism and gaming. Like, is there like, because I know a lot of people who are really good at video games and really good at sports, but I also know some people who would fumble immediately if any type of basketball or football touch their hands, and they're crazy good at video games. So I wonder if there is like a thing, like the faster you are, the slower you are with the controller.
I'm not gonna have you sitting here and talk about my good friend BT Kingsley. Now,
BT's pretty good at some video games, though.
He is.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I get okay.
Fuck BT. He fucking messaged me after the Celtics lost last night.
I'm sorry, man.
Asshole.
How many messages did you get?
And actually, I didn't get a lot. It was literally, and now he didn't just message me. He fucking posted on his reel and tagged me, basically saying, if the Lakers ain't hit, fuck the Celtics too. And I'm like, oh, you're the worst.
Yeah, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's embarrassing to get to the Eastern Conference Finals and lose in a Game 7. My team would never, and I mean never, go to the conference finals just to lose in a Game 7. We lose in the first round like respectable adults. We don't drag our fan base through that kind of torture and make them
seriously.
believe it's really going to happen. No, we get it over with early. Y'all go enjoy y'all summer, man. We'll be back in October.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. I did the perfect bandwagon thing this season because I'm not a sports fan, so I don't get much flack for this. But I went to the Lakers game 6 against the Warriors. No. It was the last game against the Warriors. So whichever one they shut them out. Oh my God, that was the game to go to. Everything after that was depressing. Everything after that was depressing. So I got my experience, and got TF up out of there because the Lakers lost so bad. LeBron is talking about, man, I might not even be here next year. Once LeBron, we love him to death, but goddamn, if he loses too bad, he's gonna be looking around him like, man, what's Miami doing? What's New York doing?
You know what's crazy? My buddy brought this up the other day, that kids now that are growing up, when you talk about Michael Jordan, they're like, oh, that's the shoe guy. That's how they view Jordan. Not like, oh, this is one of or possibly the greatest basketball player that ever played. They're like, oh, the shoe guy.
I mean, yeah, I think that the craziest thing about getting older isn't music and new rappers and all this stuff. That's what we think it is. We think it's, I don't know this new music. I don't know these new dances. No, it's new human beings spawning while we're just like going from 30 to 37 or, 35 to 42. New human beings are going from like 8 to 16. And then they're becoming vocal, and then now they're on the internet looking at. I just saw a clip that went viral of the "Drop It Like It's Hot" Snoop Dogg dance, and they were like, "Oh, he's doing this dance from Fortnite," and it's just like, damn, that's what getting old is. It's not us getting a few years away from music and dancing. It's a whole new human being just looking at something that was our whole life and being like, oh yeah, that's that new thing, right? It's like,
dude, have you guys seen the commercial? I think it's Chris Paul's in it, but they're talking about like basketball, and they're like, oh, we should do old school uniforms,
shorts,
and they have the long shorts, and that's not the old school, was the nut hugger shorts.
Right?
Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Things change so much that people's old changes, and I'll never forget when I realized that Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, all the cartoons that I thought in my mind, because I don't watch Cartoon Network anymore, that shit was still on there. Once it switched over to Boomerang with the Flintstones and shit, like all the cartoons I grew up watching are now like with the Jetsons and shit, and all the music is just like oldies. You're tuning into some golden oldies, and it's like, you Soldier Boy, tell him. I'm like,
it's wild,
oldies to me is still Temptations and shit.
Yeah, they listen to the old school joint of the day, and it's Ja Rule. You like, yo,
dude,
check this out. All the old school artists supposed to be dead or in a wheelchair.
Right? It's like they got to be older than me to be an oldie.
Dude,
Ja Rule got a 6-pack still. There's not oldies.
It's crazy. And I'm like, I don't look my age. And then also being in comedy, I'm always around younger comics and stuff. And it's a trip, man. I'm like, this is wild. And people don't like, my birthday was like 3 days ago. I turned 52, and people are like, what?
Happy birthday.
Like,
what?
Hey,
you're aging pretty smoothly.
I know my people don't usually age well, but fat don't crack, baby.
Not bad.
Yo, I had no idea you was 52.
Yeah, man.
Dang, I've known you for a very long time then. I'm trying to think. I probably met you. I'm trying to think.
About 10 years.
I feel like you saying your age is a big part of your comedy too. It's like,
I mean, yeah, I'll say it in the set, and everybody, the audience is always like, you lying, blah, blah. I'm like, why the fuck would I lie up? What's the benefit of saying I'm older than I am?
Well, maybe not necessarily like saying your age, but I think that just like how you've changed over time and as getting older has been like always a prominent part of your comedy to me. That might not be true, but I feel like I've been watching you for so long. I'm trying to remember, like, if I met you in your like mid 40s, early 40s, like it's.
yeah. It was like, it was. I think I'm thinking it was probably about. Was it about 10 years ago? Ah, fuck, I don't. Maybe 8 or 10 years ago. I think is when we met.
Like I think like 8 or 9. That's wild. 52.
I just keep using Palmer's and only fuck black women, so keeps me
hey, that'll do it. That'll keep you looking spry.
I met Lance.
Black women to keep you looking young, Jay. I don't talk about this, but I'm 92 years old.
Yeah.
But that black vagina keeps me young and strong, baby.
You just gotta eat one every morning.
Yeah, you get it.
It's like a vitamin. Just eat one black vagina.
And you don't spit the seed out.
And Lance, we met.
Wow.
It was probably like 13 or 14 years ago in Oakland at Bay Area.
No, so Bay Area Black was either 2012 or 2013 when I met you.
Okay, 10 years ago.
10 or 11.
Yeah.
It was either 12 and 13 or 13 and 14.
Gotcha.
Okay. So by association, we all go about a decade.
Yeah.
I know Lance from association about a decade.
Yeah, I met Patrick when he had a fade.
I was gonna say what?
It's probably not hard to believe, but I didn't care about my hair even before this. So even before this, my hair wasn't popping like that.
How long have you been growing that?
It's 10 years to this year, actually.
10 years. Okay.
Yep. I started when I was 23.
Okay. And you're 52.
And I'm 52. Yeah. Oh my God. Hey,
Math
guys,
is my strong suit.
You said what?
Math is my strong suit.
Yeah.
I could tell by the background that ain't.
You know me just counting up championships.
Now that's easy math. All right.
If I carry the one.
This was so much fun, you guys. I appreciate you guys for pulling up in Tahir's absence. Is there anything that you guys want to tell the audience at home that you guys got coming up?
Yo, Tahir, he think you absent. Yeah, I don't like going to work either, but nah, it's all good. What happened?
Tell him I said what up.
You said anything? Hey, I thank everybody. I gotta make sure because y'all. I'm gonna tell you what's dope about y'all, man. Y'all have a lot of y'all have a very inclusive base. Very inclusive, man.
Shout out to the Scary Squad.
Scary. I want to make sure because it's shout out to the Scary Squad, the Moore Mob, the Cloud
Niners. No.
Cloud Village.
Oh,
Cloud Village.
Repping them at all times.
See, I didn't know what the Cloud Village was. I didn't know if it was but the Cloud Village, the Moore Mods, the Scary Mods. Did I make that up?
Scary Squad, More Mob.
Scary Squad, More Mob. Everybody, man, follow me on all the social. Sir Lance Woods. And y'all see what I got going on. Come to a live show. I got some stuff I'm happy about. So yeah, thank you.
Get your tickets. Pull up to the live show. And Jay, what you got?
Yeah, thank you again for having us on, Patrick. I love you and Tahir, and it's great to see Lance because I haven't seen Lance for a minute. I'm a Big Irish J on everything. Go to bigirishj.com. I got I'm at the Comedy Cellar here next week here in Vegas, and I got a special coming out here, and as soon as they get it done editing it, which will be
Jay.
Green Monster is going to be called. So,
it's shot already?
Yeah. Filmed it in Beverly, Mass. During St. Paddy's Day week.
Congratulations, man! Come on,
that's dope.
I do what I can. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. So now I got to build another hour. So come on out, see how that goes.
Don't you get to enjoy the hour that you just let out for a little bit, or is it immediately starting on the next hour?
No, I gotta, because some of these jokes I've had for years, and I need to, and I'm also like, having done that surgery, I can't be, as I lose weight, I can't be doing these fat jokes, so got to do some new shit.
Hey, well, I can be your first Yelp review. Everybody at home, I've seen both Jay and Lance a couple times. I've seen Jay a number of times. I think I saw Lance twice, maybe more. I'm not sure. Both very, very funny. Make sure you guys see them if they're at a city near you. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. I believe Hippie will know this, but I believe Tahir will be back next week. But we will see you then. I've been your host, Patrick Cloud, and we will see you guys later.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Patrick.